and all the young people seated in this building today. I cannot forget to recognize our esteemed guest of our panelists, including the Professor Dulani from the Afrobarometer, Professor Kayuni, the Executive Dean, Madam Yandura Chapota from Action Aid, and indeed Banacho Siwa from Makoda. I want to start these remarks today to welcome you here at Amaris Hotel because we are gathered here today for a very important occasion in the history of this nation of Malawi. We are gathered here to discuss, deliberate, and strategize on how the youth of this nation can actively participate and make a meaningful impact in shaping the future of our beloved nation. Let us remember, young people, we only have one Malawi. First and foremost, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to all of you for honoring our invitation and being here today with your National Youth Council. I repeat, your National Youth Council. It is indeed an honor to us because your presence, young people, is a testament of your commitment and dedication to the democratic process and the future of Malawi. Young people, listen very carefully as I welcome you to these conversations. You are not here just in your own right. Behind you, beside you, there are over 10 million other young people represented in this room. Tafusana neighbor, tafusana neighbor. We are dealing with 51% of the population of Malawi this morning. So as we are gathered here, we recognize the critical importance of involving young people in the electoral process. Our voices, our choices, and our actions as young people have the power to transform our nation. We are the drivers of positive change for our beloved nation. As I welcome you to this event, ladies and gentlemen, let me note that the transformative leadership development of young people and their meaningful participation in the development process of this nation is at the heart of the National Youth Policy and indeed the National Vision of 2063. As we meet here today, it is just not another workshop, another seminar, and another conference. We are walking the journey towards a transformed Malawi. But for this to be a reality, it requires a paradigm shift. It requires a different way of doing business as young people in Malawi. This paradigm shift in the development arena will not happen until the young people of Malawi rise up to start questioning the status quo, to start critiquing what has happened before, and start dialoguing about the state of affairs in their nation, especially on matters that affect them. It is a fact that the youth of this nation will transform this nation into a middle-income economy that we ought to have. But this will happen if our young people become thinkers par excellence, people who are ready to look at things differently. Therefore, today, I want to encourage you young people, ask the hard questions. Navigate where and how you want to go into the future and act with speed and agency. That is the philosophy of the National Youth Conversations. Therefore, as I welcome you, this morning, I want you to know that we are not here for lamentations. We're not here for crying like little babies. Rather, we are here for a progressive and positive youth voices on matters that affect our nation. I want you to also know that these youth conversations are called our unscripted youth voices for national development. The National Youth Council of Malawi is not going to practice tokenism. We do not want our young people to be the posters on our events. Rather, we want you to lead the way as you ought to be as key stakeholders in this nation. Allow me to share with you that these conversations are there to create a dynamic forum where young people, decision makers, and development partners can engage, dialogue, and discuss the state of affairs of their nation, share their ideas, and explore potential practical solutions and see what young people can be able to do. Therefore, as we're here today, let me remind you, let us be solution-centric as young people of Malawi. Let's bring in the Ndizoteka mindset, where we as young people, as right holders, and indeed our government and other stakeholders as duty bearers can co-create possibilities of a great Malawi. Today, there shall be a few questions we shall be discussing, like, number one, what is the role of young people in the electoral process and why is it important? Secondly, what is the current state of youth participation and engagement in the electoral process? More also as we're looking at the upcoming 2025 tripartite elections. But we also want to look at how can we engage young people as champions of peace and not violence during the next coming tripartite elections. Therefore, as we bring in all the perspectives in this discussion, let's remember, young people, we are not only voters, we are also potential candidates at all levels of leadership. If I was in a church, I'd have said amen. I thought that. Mango voter bas, you were saying, yeah, therefore, allow me to sincerely thank all of you for making it this morning. I'm not here to make a speech, but just to welcome you. And allow me to sincerely thank and acknowledge the Malawi Electoral Commission for single-handedly meeting over 80% of the budget for this conversation. Let's give them a big hand of applause. This shows the commitment of MEC to see meaningful youth participation, and we hope we shall go along together into the future in this kind of engagement. Allow me also to acknowledge other institutions such as the Malawi government, indeed, Oxfam, Action Aid, the University of Malawi, and the Afrobarometer for their financial and technical support to make this event happen. Lastly, though not the least, I would like to thank the youth, especially from the southern region, who have gathered here today, and indeed from all interest groups, and indeed from political parties, for making it to this gathering. Listen, this is your event, and your voices matter. I also thank the representatives of political parties who are here today, since you are the key vehicles in the political process, and you hold a critical responsibility in youth participation. In conclusion, the role of young people in the electoral process is indispensable. Our energy, our ideas, and our commitment as young people are vital to a healthy and future of our democracy in Malawi. Let us seize this opportunity to shape a bright future for Malawi. Your National Youth Council of Malawi is here to change the way of doing business and ensure the young people are repositioned as a key demographic positive voice towards transforming our nation. Enjoy your day and make today a historical day in the trajectory of the electoral process in terms of young people's participation in Malawi. I salute you all. Thank you. Very, very welcome.